back. It's like an all-star crew just about, but they need the reps as well, right?
Absolutely. Even they need their exhibition games to get ready for the regular season, Tony.
And Baki Jong against Melvin Newbern Jr. They're ready to put the ball in the air here from the Thomas and Mack Center. Jong at 6'11", back tap, and it is controlled by Tyler Green. The MSU Billing Yellow Jackets. Mick Durham, head coach. Off the double team, Sven Yoshida. And a wide open look for Tyler Green. And that's going to be long. Newbern with the battle. Jong picks it up for UNLV. Robotham quickly down court. Clyburn had the baseline, backs it out. Houston cross court. And it goes off the fingertips of Noah Robotham. And the one thing that Coach Menzies wants to see tonight, Marcus, is for the Rebels with their length to close on the perimeter.
Absolutely. He's really been preaching about this team defensively and wanting to make sure that they're really running their sets and listening to the defensive principles that he's trying to preach.
So Brendan Howard buries the three-pointer off of a 12-point effort on Tuesday night. And we've got a whistle and the first foul of the evening, and that will go against MSU Billings.
You know, in these exhibition games, it's really important to execute your sets and work on things that you've been trying to work on all practice and try to see what those sets are going to be as you get into the regular season and what works well.
Houston missed the short-range jumper. Back the other way. Good ball movement. Yoshida from three-point range, off the mark. Houston, he'll clean the rebound. And here's Clyburn for UNLV. So the Rebels are facing what looks like a matchup zone.
Yeah.
Robotham. And here's Hardy with 15 on the timer. He's going to penetrate, drive, go up, left-handed, no, round, out. Whistle underneath. Mbaki Jong will be called for the personal.
Nice job, nice drive right there by Hardy. Even though he didn't make the shot, was able to get into the paint, get a nice easy layup. Those things will start to fall here.
Found a nice opening there in that zone.
Yeah, left-hander there, was able to get to his strong side and put it up off the glass. Just didn't fall in for him, but he's got to continue to be aggressive.
Hardy averaged 5 points a game 1 season ago, was 29% from three-point range, but really played a lot better in the second half of this season. Rebels in the tough man for man. Here's Rollins, the double team on him. That leaves Howard wide open. He'll miss his second three-point attempt. Tapped out of bounds, last touch by UNLV.
When talking with Coach Menzies, one of the things that he likes about his team defensively is their length, as you mentioned, Tony, but also their ability to be able to switch a lot of various different lineups and switch screens because of that length and because of that versatility.
Off the inbound, there's the jumper by Rollins. Rebound UNLV. Robotham. Lob pass underneath. Jong! Good night!
Very nice pass right there by Rotham. Finding Jong on the slam dunk.
Rebels trail 3-2. Early going from the Thomas and Mack Center on a night in which the Rebels are coming out with a good defensive effort. Around the horn, Yoshida for three.
Very nice job right there by Yoshida. Was able to drive the baseline and kick it to the corner for a three-point.
And the Rebels did not do that great of a job closing out there on that three-point attempt. But the switches are pretty good so far. And they learned a lot more in practice the last few weeks on how to defend the pick and roll. Underneath Jong with that jump hook for two.
Mbake Jong off to a nice start here with 2 early field goals. You can tell his emphasis look to try to get him the ball down in the paint.
6'11", he's 220 from Dakar, Senegal. Around the horn again, it's Rollins. Rollins for three, front iron, bends off. Jong with the rebound for UNLV. Here's Robotham.
You can tell what Montana State Billings is going to do as Robotham takes it all the way to the hole there to draw a foul. They're going to shoot a lot of threes, as you mentioned earlier. So UNLV is going to have to do a good job of closing out on those shooters. Try to run them off the line, get them to take tough twos, or try to make them make an extra pass.
Montana Billings started off the game against Grand Canyon on Tuesday night, 0 for 8 from behind the arc, but tonight they've connected on 2 quick three-pointers. And that's the type of game we're going to see this season on that drive we just saw from Noah Robotham, where he will take the ball coast to coast. He moves the ball quickly down court.
Yeah, he's your typical point guard. He does a good job of advancing the ball up the court, whether with the pass or with the dribble. Coach Menzies really likes him as a floor general. He makes really good decisions with the basketball.
Seth Christians comes in for MSU Billings, and we see the first appearance of the night for Tervel Beck, 6'7" sophomore. Running Rebels trail in this game early, 6-5. And in the passing lane, here's Beck. Beck ahead of the field, will take it all the way and dunk it home.
Tervel Beck doing a nice job right there, inserting himself in the lineup and immediately making an impact with a nice steal and a drive down the lane for a nice two-hand dunk.
We're going to get a turnover against MSUB. So one of the areas, too, that Coach Menzies has been working on with his team defensively, he really wanted to see Billings tonight terminate the dribble, and he wanted them to pick up the dribble and then make things happen with that defense, and that's what happened in the passing lane for Beck and UNLV.
Yeah, it starts with ball pressure. You got to pressure the ball and end up, got guy one pass away, needs to be ready.
Rabatham. He'll pull up three-point range, and that's off the mark, and the rebound fought for underneath and pulled down by Zack Rollins. Rollins pull up three the other way for three.
Montana State Billings off to a hot start here from three-point range. A lot different than their last game versus Grand Canyon, as you mentioned. They've already made three.
Coach Menzies goes to the bench early. Jay Green in the lineup. Here's John with a jump hook around and out. And there's Shakur Houston, lays it up and in. Thought Houston might have had some contact underneath.
Yeah, a lot of contact down there, but Shakur Houston, he's a strong guy with that basketball down there and showing what he can do, getting offensive rebounds, getting a nice putback.
Here's Yoshida up top. And then that shot is rejected out of bounds by Jong. Off the shot by Brendan Howard. There's a timeout on the court.
Cleaning up the glass. A good start by the running Rebels. But right now they're trading twos for threes as Montana State Billings has made 3 threes to get them this 9 points, tied 9-9 early.
And Billings 3 out of 7 from behind the arc thus far.
You know, you hear a lot about that in the new wave of basketball. You know, the analytics and the stats tell you to take a lot more threes, and maybe you're seeing that here a little bit early on. You can tell that Montana State Billings is really focused on getting those three-pointers up.
They don't have much size. They brought in Seth Christians, who's 6'11". And then they get another wide open look. This one's going to be long. It was launched by Kobe Terashima. Running Rebels with the basketball as Ben Coupette handles the rock for the running Rebels. Here's Hardy driving baseline, ball slapped away, 23 on the shot clock.
Nice job right there by trying to drive a little bit to the baseline. Just got it knocked out of bounds, but he has to continue to stay aggressive, as we mentioned earlier.
We also have Shekna Dembele in there and Jonathan Chuma Chichua. Bounce pass, the entry down low to Dembele. Dembele has the ball swatted away, and it's picked up off the floor by Sven Yoshida. And UNLV had the high-low going there, but they just could not capitalize.
Yeah, they were able to get it right down there in the paint. Sometimes when you go over your right shoulder, you want to shoot that with your left jump hook there. You bring it across your body with the right hand. You leave yourself susceptible to getting your shot blocked, and that's what happened there.
Yoshida's double team, fights it off. Terashima from the angle, now up top. Finds an outlet. Rollins, he'll give up the ball into the game. Zeron Richmond, that was him, 6 on the timer. Long range jumper, no good by Rollins. Picked up by Jonathan Chuma Chichua. UNLV back the other way. The ball's knocked away. And then outside, handling the ball, Dembele. Dembele takes it up and under. His jump hook no good, and the rebound knocked out of bounds. Last touched by Montana State Billings.
And we see Bryce Hamilton will get his first minutes in the game as well, too. He was able to get a nice drive down there into the paint. And then Dembele did a good job of getting to that right jump hook. Just didn't fall that time, but he's got to continue to stay aggressive as well.
See UNLV trying to work inside. Ben Coupette comes off of a redshirt season. He'll get it in bounds. It's Amari Hardy. Hardy on the entry. Dembele, turnaround, jump hook for 2.
And the third time is a charm.
They were trying to work that play.
They've been trying to get
it works, yes.
They've been trying to get it inside to him, and he did a really nice job that time, as I mentioned. Getting over his left shoulder for the right jump hook. Nice job.
Running Rebels with their first lead on the night. Ball knocked away by Coupette. Right in front of Kobe Terashima, the 6'1 sophomore from Boise. For MSU Billings, the Yellow Jackets, Mick Durham, his first season, and we saw his Alaska Fairbanks team play here at the Thomas and Mack Center last season. Running Rebels won the game against his Nanooks. I think I would have laughed the whole game if I had to keep saying Nanook.
Nanook.
That ball's thrown out of the gym by Terashima.
Try to say Nanook 3 times really fast. See how you do with that.
Well, so Jonathan Chachua likes to be known as either JTT or they were saying earlier, Jonathan?
Jonathan, he's a one-name guy. Like Pele and...
Yeah, you got to earn that here though, right?
Yeah, he's got to do a little bit something on the basketball court.
Around the screen, there's Hardy. Outside, three-pointer, Bryce Hamilton is no good. And a rebounding foul against UNLV. And Hamilton, I think, is going to be more comfortable. I think his go-to shot is in the left corner for the left-hander.
Yeah, lefties usually like to play on that left side of the court. And as we mentioned, he's going to be an important rotational piece to this Rebels team this year. But that was a nice job right there by Amari Hardy of getting into the paint, drawing the defense, and then kicking out to a wide-open shooter. And when you get those shots, you got to take them with confidence. And even if they don't go in, you got to continue to make sure that you take them each and every time.
So we're seeing Coach Menzies here just doing some things with the lineup and trying to find some good lineup chemistry-wise, some lineups that are going to work. There's a wild exchange. The ball was tapped in the air.
That was a nice job on the back door right there by Montana State Billings. Abdul just lost the ball as he went up for the air.
This Clyburn baseline. He drops it off for Jong. Now Jong with a 15-footer. Off the backboard. Here come the Yellow Jackets back the other way. Might have been steps. And that shot on the runner is up and in by Bajan Newburn.
Very nice drive right there by Newburn. Getting to the right side and just kissing it off the glass.
So Bajan and his brother Melvin on this Yellow Jacket team. Driver Botham and his pass inside. They'll say that went off of the Yellow Jackets with 19 on the shot clock. Think about the pace for UNLV so far.
I think it's a good pace. I mean, obviously UNLV is a team that really wants to run up and down. You hear Coach Menzies talking about, he really wants to get up and down. He feels like he has the athletes that can play and push at a faster pace, but it's not unusual for these first type of games when you play at a fast pace to be a little bit sloppy early on. But they'll start to settle in, start to settle down.
And there was Jong on the follow-up basket. So the bucket for Mbake Jong. (13-11) running Rebels. Christians is going to try to back down Jong. Now he fades away and buries the two-point jumper.
Nice job.
That was a tough shot.
Yeah, that was a very tough shot. And you can live with that shot if you're Jong. You made him take a tough shot over your stretch arm, so you can live if they make those shots.
As Houston
buckets inside.
To trigger it inbounds, here's Tervel Beck. Or Botham from three-point range. That's going to be short, followed up by Houston with the rebound. Beck goes up, has the ball raked away. Back the other way as Hafiz Abdul handles the ball. Saran Richmond also in the lineup. And Tyler Green, the 5'9" point guard. Nice crossover look. And that little runner is off the mark for Newberry. Knocked out of bounds, last touch by UNLV.
Yeah, it was a great job by Newburn right there, really hustling, driving to the paint and staying aggressive, and was able to knock the ball off of Checkner there on that last play.
Off the inbounds, long-range jumper by Abdul, and that's not going to go. Rebound fought for out of bounds, last touch by Melvin Newburn Jr. So Newburn, a third-team JUCO All-American, averaged 19 points per game 1 season ago in junior college. Beck passes up the three. Gives it down low to Jong. Jong in traffic. Jong muscles his way up. Had the shot. Follow-up tip and is good.
Very nice shot right there by Jong. Doing a very nice up and under move, and even though the first shot didn't fall, stayed with it and was able to clean up his own shot on the glass there. Very nice job.
Rebels leading 15-13. And they had some pressure, in the backcourt.
Continue to dominate here in the paint. Got to continue to get some stops here on the defensive end.
Driving the lane by Newburn, no. Rebound underneath to Jung. And Mbake Jung, they have him, that will be his 5th rebound. Clyburn for 3.
Very nice cross-court pass there, Robert Botham. Finding Chris Clyburn on the right side. He steps into an easy three-pointer, and I believe that's UNLV's first 3 of the game.
So Chris Clyburn, who started the first 20 games of last season, then he gave way as a layup is good, back the other way by Melvin Newburn. And then Tervel Beck actually picked up the starts. This time a slashing move by Clyburn. Ball is stolen away by Melvin Newburn Jr. Back the other way. Abdul lays it up and in.
Very nice job there by Abdul, using the other side of the basket to shear off the defender there.
UNLV up by a point at 18-17. Under the midway point of the first half. Shakur Houston, he'll post up. Has single coverage. Starts his move to the basket, turn around, and that short range hook is good and one.
Nice job there by Houston, being strong on the block there, right on the paint, getting over to his left shoulder, shooting that easy jump hook there. Here you see the replay. Takes a little contact and is able to knock it in. Let's see if he can convert from the free throw line and make this an and one.
So Houston at the line, averaged 30 minutes a game last season, and really he said that there really wasn't much of a transition. He came from junior college, from Hutchinson Junior College. He said for him it was just a matter of just continuing to play his game, and he did just that.
Yeah, he had an unbelievable year last year, and everyone really need him to have a great year again this year. And as we mentioned, I mean, he's just that model kid that you want in your program. He works hard, very unselfish. He's really worked hard in the offseason to expand his game.
Hardy runs into a big screen by Rollins. The ball by Tyler Green outside. They get it to Yoshida. Down low, that's Christian off glass for 2.
Nice job by Christian being able to take the contact there and still finish.
So Christians gets into the act. He's got a couple of baskets. He's 2 out of 2. We have a whistle on the inside on Christians. So we see once again Jonathan Chumwa-Chachua back on for UNLV. Also see Joel Tomway making his first appearance. You see him right there. The N is silent.
I like that number 24. That was the number that I wore.
Inbounds, Houston. He's going to dribble on the right side, goes up with that jump hook, and they call it travel. He took a big step.
Yeah, once you take that jump stop right there, you can't take another step. So that was a good call right there by the official.
UNLV showing pressure in the backcourt. Shekna Dembele will come in for Shakur Houston. Do you think sometimes that that Houston is too unselfish?
Yeah, I mean, you know, you love that about the young man, but at the same time, he's very talented, and he's got to be able to put the ball into the hole for this Rebels team to be successful. So you want him to be aggressive, at the same time not be who he's not, and play within himself, but he's going to need to score some points for this team to be successful.
Yeah, Green with the three-pointer. That came up short. Chumwa-Chachua puts it out for Tomway. Regained at the backcourt by Jay Green. Here's Tomway, takes it down the lane. Nowhere to go, but finds Green up top, and they'll reset. They're going to try to post up Dembele once again. Shot clock winding down to 5, hang in the air, and that's Hardy. His short-range jumper is no good, tapped out of bounds, and last touch by UNLV. We've got it very much.
Yeah, that was a nice job right there by Noah, really setting up Clyburn for that 3, getting into the paint, making a cross-court pass there for a wide-open 3.
The token pressure by UNLV, and Tyler Green breaks it. There's Rollins, who just has 1 bucket for 3. Yoshida. Rollins had a good look, good closing move by Tombwe. And then on the reset, there's Rollins again, off the miss, a foul underneath against MSUB.
Yeah, that was a nice job by Tombwe closing out right there, making a three-point shooter take a tough shot there. And UNLV did a good job boxing out and forcing it over the back.
So Amari Hardy running the point for UNLV right now. We'll set a lot of screens, as you'll notice during the course of this season. Trying to get more physical on the pick and roll, maybe not that physical. Joel Tombwe was called for the foul there of just setting the moving screen.
Yeah, it was probably just a little bit too early there and leaving and trying to roll. You have to really set, stop, wait for the screen, and then make your move.
Do you like the way the Rebels are getting into their offense?
Yeah, they're doing a really nice job of their motion. Really moving on the court, getting a lot of player movement, a lot of ball movement. These shots will start to fall. As you see Tyler Green knocking a three right there. Montana State Billings has now made 4 threes on the evening.
4 out of 13 from three-point range. Tombway's going to chuck up a three off the heel of the iron. And the rebound comes down to Tyler Green, shortest man on the court. As he pulls up a 15-footer, and that rattles home. And I don't think Coach Menzies like that.
Valuable minutes, and it is in games like this where you really want to see what those guys can do. So even though they got down here by a couple points, I think you'll still continue to see him go deep into that 10, 11-man bench.
Billings 10 out of 25, 40%. Rebels 9 out of 24 for 38% shooting. It's Hardy. Can they get it down on the block? And Houston is tripped up as he starts his drive. The foul will go against Brendan Howard, and that'll be the 7th team foul, I believe. It is, and Houston goes to the line for the 1-and-1.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised that in that last timeout, Coach Menzies drew up a play to get it to Houston there on the block and asked him to be aggressive and try to go to the paint, which he was able to accomplish. And
he misses the front end, and he gets his own board, and he stuffs it home. Houston.
Very nice job right there by Houston of following your shot. Sometimes when you shoot a free throw, you know exactly where it's going to miss, and he knew exactly where that was going to go, did a nice job of getting that rebound and finishing with the dunk.
Rebels pick up the clamp on the double team again, dribbling through traffic. It's Green, gets it outside. Zeron Richmond for three, and that's 5 3-pointers for the Yellow Jackets.
Montana State Billings continue to stay hot here from three-point land as they now have their largest lead of 5 points in the game.
Houston again setting up on the low block on the left side. Here's Hamilton into the game. Houston up top. The bounce pass went from Hardy to Houston. His running hook is no good. And the rebound is pulled down on the weak side by Sven Yoshida. Ball fake outside. Richmond, then up top, Yoshida off the front of the iron, and the rebound to the running Rebels. Robathan, and then Hardy. Hardy into the lane. Now he'll back it out. Hamilton's in his spot if they can get it back outside to him on the left side. Robathan down low. In traffic once again, here's Houston with 13 on the shot clock. Hardy up top, around the screen. Hardy will pull up. His high arching jumper is no good. Rebels fight for it, but they can't come down with the rebound. And that's Rollins, coast to coast, lays it up and in.
Nice job right there by Rollins of coming up with that loose ball and taking it coast to coast. Finishing through a couple UNLV Rebel defenders.
Rebels trail by 7. They're down 7 here to MSU Billings. Hamilton, here's Houston backing down. Hamilton's wide open for a three. That's not going to fall. Rebels have made just 1 3-pointer in this game. They're 1 for 5. There's Tyler Green. Tries to get it back outside to Richmond. Richmond drive on the baseline. He's cut off, loses the ball, slips, falls down, and knocks it out of bounds. UNLV will have the basketball when we return. Now we'll keep it right here.
That was a really nice job there by Robotham, getting on the floor for that loose ball and causing a turnover. They gotta continue to be aggressive here defensively. Even though Montana State Billings has been able to make a couple three-pointers, got to continue to stay aggressive and keep working on your defensive principles.
There's Jong up top. Robotham had a clear look at the basket. Now he fades away with a jumper for a couple of points there. Nice look, and then he pulls the ball back, and then he shoots it.
Very nice job there by Robotham, getting to his left hand and a little step back, long two-point jump shot.
Terashima was toying with the midcourt line. Outside Rollins for three. Long range, long distance. That's about a 30-footer. Off the miss. Here come the running Rebels. Here's Hamilton on the drive, lays it up. No good. Gets his own rebound. That won't go. They battle for the rebound underneath. Brendan Howard with the rebound for MSU Billings. It's Rollins. And getting the shot up there somehow is Richmond. Zeron Richmond. And the offensive board and a reset for MSU Billings. Grand Canyon, and they were also down by just 9 points, Marcus, at the break. And then in the second half, you see a lot of depth and all that come into play. But so far, this Yellow Jacket team is really scrappy.
Yeah, and if you're Coach Durham, you're really liking what you're seeing out of your team after a tough loss to Grand Canyon. Coming out here in the first half and really playing tough against this Running Rebel team, knocking down some shots from the outside, being scrappy on the defensive end, and really holding their own on the defensive glass as well.
Now we see the Yellow Jackets going more deliberate. Outside Terashima, three-pointer launched up from way outside by Rollins. Over Clyburn, rebound UNLV. Robotham over to Clyburn deep into the corner. Here's Jong up top. And the layup on the reversal is good for Noah Robotham.
Nice job right there by Robotham of rejecting the screen, getting to that baseline, and then using the goal as the offside.
Back the other way, Brendan Howard thought that he had a triple. Off the miss, Jong with the rip. Here's Robotham forcing the pace, has the ball knocked away. Zack Rollins had it, and down the lane, trying to dunk it was Zeron Richmond, and a foul against UNLV, Mbaki Jong. They don't call him Mbake for nothing.
Yeah, you gotta like how Mbake is gonna go up there and challenge every shot. He really is gonna have to be a shot blocker.
The fans didn't like it on the replay that they're showing on the new scoreboard here at the Thomas & Mack.
Beautiful brand new scoreboard here, and he's got to continue to stay aggressive. Shot blockers will go after shots, and that's exactly what he did there. As we see Richmond miss the first of two free throws there, but
I say there's no way that Richmond could have dunked that ball. It was far out, and I don't know that he would have made it to the rim. I mean, he'll had a long way to go. A little bit out of control, I thought. Not the two free throws, and he bricks the second as well.
But they say ball don't lie, right? You know?
That's right. Here's Robotham. Got some attention here at the Thomas & Mack. Clyburn, Jomo Chichua. And they get it around to Noah Robotham. Here's Robotham. Like the way he runs the floor. Here's Clyburn down the lane. Scoop shot, two!
Good job right there by Clyburn of getting into the paint. Getting to his strong side and left hand there.
5 points in the game for Chris Clyburn. And we'll have a timeout.
That's what you need out of your point guard. Really got to trust him to be a coach and a leader on that court.
Like the quick acceleration that we saw on the baseline, too. Tyler Green will take it in bounds. Rebels trailing by one. Abdul back over to Green. Bijan Newbern. And then back over to Howard. Howard in the lane. Howard throws it up wildly. And that ball might have been partially deflected inside. Here's Clyburn back the other way. Wide open three. Robotham, swish!
Right on call right there by Robotham. Knocking down a wide open three.
Rebels back on the lead with 1:08 to go. Christian's up top. Tries to hand the ball off. Another steal. Here's Clyburn. Clyburn takes it all the way up. Inside, draws the foul, can't get the bucket to go. And Chris Clyburn will go to the free throw line.
And that's what you need out of your veteran to help settle things down. When things are going just a little bit wild there, he's able to come up with a nice steal. And even on the play before that, was able to drive and find Robotham down there in the corner for the wide open three. That's what you really need out of your seniors. And Chris Clyburn has done a good job tonight.
Sure has. And Shot 41% from the field last season, averaged 7 points and 3 rebounds. The last game of the season had 19 points against UNR, and the Rebels battled back and forth in that contest, and they succumbed. They lost late in the game. That was the end of the season, and I think that they have a little chip on their shoulders at the end of the way the season ended. No postseason again for the Running Rebels, and they still won 20 games a year ago.
Yeah, it was definitely an improvement, and when you think about a guy like Chris Clyburn and how he played in that last game of the year, you hope that leads him into this year and he can pick up that momentum of where he left off. Even though it was 6-7 months ago, you got to hope that he's able to pick up right where he left off in that last game versus UNR.
Yoshida with the timer running down, and we're going to get a blocking foul on the drive. And that's going to be against Christians for setting that screen up top. Did you imagine Tyler Green's 5'9", and he's trying to go around a Seth Christian's screen. 6'11". Should have just went through his legs.
I don't know if that would have quite worked out, Tony, but it's a good thought, though.
You got to beat him with smarts in my game.
It looks like UNLV is going to try to hold here for maybe not quite the last shot, but certainly try to run the shot clock down here. See if we can get a good look. We're probably going to get a 1-5 ball screen and let Robotham make a play out of that. Here comes the screen.
There's a screen by Beck. Robotham's going to trigger a 3. Squish! Oh, what a half for Noah Robotham.
Nice job right there by Robotham of finishing the half off with a couple threes. Getting into the paint, kicking out to wide open shooters, and taking the layups when they're there.
Not too sloppy for turnovers. UNLV with just 5 and 6 for MSU Billings, a team that had 9 players in the scoring column. And so we're ready to go here to start the second half of play as Houston gets it in to Noah Robotham. There on the wing is Clyburn trying to set up something down low. And the turnover, there's the 6th turnover for UNLV, picked up by Melvin Newbern. And back up top to Green.
Montana State Billings started off in the zone there. They were playing a lot of man-to-man in the first half. Started off with a zone there and were able to create a turnover by the Running Rebels.
Rebels trying to double team the basketball. Off the weave, and then that fadeaway jumper by Rollins. That just pops out of there. Jong with the rebound. Back the other way come the Rebels of UNLV. Here's Hardy on the wing on the left side. And they find the cutter. Oh, nice pass from Houston to Jong. And a whistle and a foul underneath.
Yeah, they preach that a lot when the ball goes into the paint. They like to see guys diving to the basket, and a really nice job there by Jong, and even a nice job too by Houston hitting them on the basket there. And as you see here on the replay, guys getting their hand in for the quick foul.
Yeah, on the back with the dribble, here's Hardy. Hardy working on Yoshida. And getting away with a little shove inside is Houston. Boy, I tell you, Brendan Howard was just standing there looking for the charge. Nice little stiff forearm from Houston, but no whistle. Incidental contact, they're going to call that. It's a 15-0 Running Rebel run.
Yeah, incidental contact, or AKA a flop.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a flop.
Whichever way you want to put it there. Good no call by the official.
Bottled up, here's Newbern. Now he drives in the lane, goes up off glass for 2 with the left hand. Nice play.
Yeah, nice job there by Newbern getting there to his left hand, but able to shield Mbake off with his right hand to be able to get that layup off the glass.
Houston up top. He'll swing it. Here's Clyburn looking for the baseline, and that is sealed off. Good job out there by Rollins. Now the double team again on the baseline. That will leave Houston freed up, but he travels. So Shakur had a lot of options there, and I think he probably thought too much.
Yeah, and you like to see him probably just take the shot there. He had a wide open little mid-range jumper. He's capable of knocking that down.
Up top, Zack Rollins, 6'6" senior from Pelham, New York. Step back 3 on the way. Swish! Wow, he's got some range. He saw the line, dribbled past the line, steps it back, buries the 3.
Yeah, and we talked about Rollins. He's going to shoot the ball from the outside, and even though that was a tough shot, and there you see just a little error there of Amari Hardy, just taking his eyes off the ball, just a little careless there, probably already thinking about his next step, and then unfortunately it causes the turnover. But as we mentioned, Rollins is going to get those shots up from the outside. So the running Rebels have to continue to make sure that they run those guys off the three-point line. And when they do shoot threes, make sure you get a high hand and contest the shot.
3 turnovers for UNLV early in this half. There's Newbern, and he'll scoop it up and in as he just goes over the top of Mbaki Jong. And the running Rebels lead is down to 1.
Nice job right there by Chris Clyburn of coming right back and getting baseline and using the other side of the goal for a reverse there. But UNLV's got to do a little bit better job here on the defensive end. Montana State Billings has been able to score a couple baskets here early.
Howard trying to run around Houston, and then he tips it up and in off the miss. What was I telling you about this kid? He's so scrappy. Brendan Howard, we watched him during warm-ups tonight, and Hardy tries to answer with a 3. No, follow-up layup is good by Clyburn, and he's fouled on the play.
Great job right there by Clyburn of getting in on the offensive glass. And
I mean, where did he come from?
I don't know, but here you see on the replay, he's going to come flying in there over everybody. Wow, nice job there by Clyburn, able to have an opportunity to get an and one here.
Unintentionally, Rollins almost undercut him, too. He didn't even see him coming. He went over the top. Clyburn completes the three-point play. He's got 11 points now in the contest.
5 quick points here in the second half. He's off to a good start here in the second half. Let's see if the running Rebels can do a little bit better job here on the defensive end.
Jay Green back in for UNLV. Rollins will work against Clyburn. He'll give it up, and underneath that's Newbern again on the baseline. A little floater for 2.
Yeah, nice job, a little pick and roll there. Giving a pick and then rolling to the basket. Shooting a little floater there.
Clyburn slashes his way all the way up inside, can't get it to go down. Underneath, that's Jong with the offensive glass, and a foul on the floor. And that's good work again on the boards for UNLV and for Mbake Jong.
Yeah, and if you're UNLV, you got to continue to crash the glass. You obviously have a size advantage here, length advantage, and just an athleticism advantage. So you got to keep crashing the glass there and pound the paint.
Choma Choa to the lane. No, can't get it to drop. Back the other way. Here's Sven Yoshida. Outside three-pointer on the way. Rollins connects again.
There's that man Rollins again, knocking down a 3 as he gives Montana State Billings a 1-point lead. He's been able to find his range here in the second half.
Yeah, he's made 3 three-pointers in the game. He's 4 out of 11 from the field. Up top wide open. Rabatham for 3. Front of the iron. Jean cleans up, and that's good for 2. He just went over the top of Brendan Hayward, and he completes the play.
And as I mentioned there, that's what you want to see from UNLV. They have a size advantage. You want to see them get there on their offensive glass.
Jong now in double figures, and Melvin Newbern is on fire on the reverse lay-in for 2. He has 10 points now, and the running Rebels in this seesaw affair trailing by 2.
Yeah, Melvin Newbern, he's gotten hot here. He's got 8 points here in the second half alone.
By 1, 45-44 the score. Here's Jong. Jong in traffic. Finds Green from three-point range. He'll the iron, no. Laid up and in, Jong. And the foul, how about that? He just kept moving to the basket without the ball.
Do a good job of on the offensive glass. They clearly have a size advantage, an athleticism advantage, and just an overall length advantage. So when you have that advantage, you really got to be able to pound that glass, particularly on the offensive end when that first shot doesn't fall. Nice job by the Running Rebels.
Fans, Running Rebels season tickets start as low as $119. They're on sale now. You can purchase online at unlvtickets.com or by calling 702-739-FANS or in person at the Thomas and Mack Center ticket office. Lane violation against the Running Rebs.
So here we can see here coming out of an official timeout here, what the Running Rebels are able to do here defensively. Montana State Billings has got out to a hot start here in the second half, so they're going to try to do a good job of making sure that they get a good defensive stop here.
And again, Coach Menzies wants the tall players to go out and to close when someone's setting up for a three-pointer. Problem is, Zach Rollins doesn't set up to shoot a three-pointer.
Nah,
He's got such a quick release.
He just catches and shoots, but that was a nice job right there by the Rebels of pressuring the ball and forcing a turnover. Montana State Billings' first turnover here in the second half.
Robotham gets a big screen, drives baseline. That went off the foot of Jong, I thought. Nope, in traffic, they'll say it went out off of Billings. So Clyburn to trigger it in for UNLV. Looks up top for Chumachachua, and the ball was knocked away, but a whistle and a foul goes against Tyler Green. So Chumachachua, Jonathan Chumachachua, 6'8", and again, 5'9", Tyler Green. How do you get up that high to knock the ball away?
Yeah, and he was cheating a little bit there. Robotham was in the corner, and what you'd like to see right there is if you're Robotham and your man tries to go cheat for that, you should be calling and yelling for the ball. You probably have a wide open three-pointer.
Here's Green up top. On the curl, Clyburn, his fadeaway jumper, no good. Underneath, it is pulled down by Zeron Richmond. MSU Billings still in this game. And there's a three-pointer, front iron, off the mark, as that was Richmond on the three as he triggers. Robotham, outside to Green. Green penetration. Jonathan Chumachachua. And the jump hook is good.
Very nice job right there by Jonathan, as I call him by just one name, getting over his right shoulder there for the left jump hook, left-hand jump hook, I should say. Nice job.
Running Rebels back up by 3. A little bit tougher of a game, I think, than they thought. And the trip will go against the running Rebels as Zack Rollins started his move.
Yeah, you got to really give a lot of credit, and here we'll see Jonathan going here over his right shoulder for the left-hand jump hook. Very nice touch. If he can make that shot, he can be very tough to deal with down there in that paint. Very strong kid.
The freshman from Douala, Cameroon. International flair. Richmond. Now Yoshida back outside Richmond. He'll start his drive underneath, and the flush by Seth Christians.
Yeah, it was a very nice job there by Richmond of showing a shot fake and getting into the lane, drawing a defense, and then kicking it off with an easy dunk by Christians.
Running Rebels lead shrinks to 1 again off the drive and the miss by Green. Offensive glass for UNLV, and the three-pointer Robotham is good as it rattles home.
Robotham doing a nice job now, 3 for 5 from the outside. He's really done a nice job of making some outside shots, but more than anything, getting his teammates involved and taking what the game is giving him.
UNLV needs another one of those big runs like they had at the end of the first half. A 13-0 run. Here's Rollins around a big screen by Christians. Swish on the three-point attempt.
Man, that Rollins, he really can't shoot the ball. It doesn't take him a lot of room.
He now has 14.
Right there, a little bit of an errant pass there by Robotham. I like the idea there, but just a little bit too hard. Got to put just maybe a little bit more touch and a little bit air on that ball so it falls right into Mbele's hands.
Robotham with 3 assists now and 3 turnovers in the game. Running Rebels lead is 1. Rollins up top. They had a screen set up for him. Now Yoshida is going to try the baseline. Sealed off by Houston. 10 on the shot clock. Here's Rollins from 25. Swish! Wow, unbelievable. Zack Rollins is on fire.
He's gotten really hot here in this second half. He's 5 for 11 from the three-point line.
2-point lead for Billings until that little baby hook inside by Shekna Dembele. So Dembele gets into the scoring column once again. We're tied up at 53. I mean, nothing you can do can really contain Zack Rollins. They're closing on him. They're fighting around screens. He's backing it up a couple of feet. He's got range from 30 in.
Yeah, he's making some tough shots.
The block shot. Oh. Wow, I thought Houston got all ball there, but the official blows the whistle.
Continue to do a good job of him. Try to run him off that three-point line. Make sure that they're contesting his shots, but a really nice job by Rollins.
Yeah, Rollins in this game again, has made 5 of the 9 3-pointers. He's from Pelham, New York. Remember the movie The Taking of Pelham? 1, 2, 3? 1, 2, and 3. The triple. It buried him.
That was a nice tie in there, Tony. I don't quite remember that movie though. You have to tell me a little bit more about it later.
I think they even did a remake of that movie.
Okay.
That's how young you are. So Richmond misses the first, makes the second, and a 1-point lead for MSU Billings. Good test for the running Rebels.
And it's really not a bad thing in these type of games to get a little bit of a test to see how your guys respond and react. We'll make sure that the running Rebels here are able to do some good things offensively, continue to run their sets as Montana State Billings stays in the zone. And
Hardy will take the 3-point shot. Battled. And a spin move by Houston, lays it up and in and one! What a sweet move by Shakur Houston, and you hear the fans with a juice chants.
And that's what you like to see out of your senior forward, captain leader there, as he's able to get the offensive rebound. Nice little spin move, take the contact, finish with an opportunity here for an and one at the free throw line.
Really likes the contact too. Completes the 3-point play. Rebels back up by 2. Tyler Green into the forecourt. And then Yoshida. Let's see if Green will shoot it. He does. 3-point range, and that is good.
Wow, that's a tough shot right there. Fading away, going to his left. And he was just able to knock down a 3-point shot with a hand right in his face.
10 3-pointers made. Nice entry pass. Jump hook, no good by Dembele. One and done for UNLV. Rebels trail by 1. Again a 3-pointer. This is Green, and that is good as well. 11 3-pointer made by MSU Billings.
And Green's starting to feel it. It started off with Rollins, and now Green is able to make 2 3-pointers, give him a 4-point lead.
Hardy off the miss, cleaned up, and put in by Shekna Dembele. And the Rebels really needed that basket, and again, they're trading 2s for 3s.
Yeah, Montana State Billings with 11 threes here on the evening. Feels like they've made about 20.
They'll swing it around, and that's Rollins, and now he'll draw a double team. And Tombwe on the defensive side, that's just going to be a 2, but that is good. And now Rollins with 19 points, and the Yellow Jackets lead by 4.
And that's a tough shot. You want to make guys take tough twos, and he was able to knock that down.
Tombwe on the drive. He'll draw contact. Basket counts and 1. Oh, Hamilton. Hamilton with the bucket and 1.
Yeah, nice job right there by Hamilton getting his first bucket of the game here. Able to get into the paint, take the contact, and finish with his left hand there. And here you see the replay here, getting into the paint, taking a little bit of contact and able to.
Even for a freshman, that's a good move. You just run right into the defender and then back it out, and you've got an easy look. Good concentration. Bryce Hamilton's going to be a good one. He's 6'4", 200 pounds, and a freshman from Pasadena, California. And the Rebels are down by 1, 62-61 with 9:23 remaining in this contest. It's been a lot of fun so far, but UNLV's got to put on a late surge in this contest to pull away.
UNLV's gonna have to do a good job on these guards here. Green and Rollins have been able to get hot here in the second half, making a couple threes and even a long 2. So let's see if UNLV can come up with the big stop here.
Yoshida back over to Green. Again, the Rebels defending the pick and roll. They do a good job. Shot clock is down to 5. That's Howard with the basketball. Howard with 2. And then a corner jumper is no good by Melvin Newbern as the shot clock expires. Rebels with the boards.
Great defensive possession right there by the Rebels, forcing a late shot.
For Botham, he gives it off. And Houston out of position, throws it up. Off glass, not good. Whistle and a foul against the Yellow Jackets there.
Trying to see who that foul there was on from Montana State Billings.
Well, this is one way to find out. It looks like it was against Brendan Howard.
It might have been against Yoshida. I think he just put a little slight push there in the back on Chekna as he was crashing the offensive glass here. So let's see if he can come up here with a couple big free throws.
we've definitely seen UNLV off of the rebounds and the miss. Tomboy picks it up, cleans it, turnaround jumper, short range, no good. Follow-up, no good by Zhang, and the rebound finally comes down to Hafiz Abdul of MSU Billings. The drive, length of the court, scoop shot, no good by Terashima. Rebels clear. Here's Noah Robotham. Robotham down the low block, working. There is Houston. He'll put it away.
Great job right there by Shakur. Just keeping his composure there, staying within himself. Going over his right shoulder for an easy left-hand jump hook.
Outside is Kobe Terashima, handles the ball. Bounce pass inside, and it's knocked away. Last touch by UNLV. And that'll lead us to our under 8 timeout.
See if they can get him with a couple easy buckets as well as making some plays here on the defensive end.
Terashima to trigger it inbounds for the MSU Billings Yellow Jackets. Top, that's Terashima, tries to turn the corner, runs into Houston. And on Houston, that'll be his second personal foul. Rebels are in the bonus on the offensive end. UNLV with just 3 fouls here in the second half. The drive outside, and that's Hafiz Abdul. And Abdul is held up by the Rebels' Joel Tomboy. And that'll be his first personal. And then the 4th team foul. So 2 quick ones against UNLV.
Got to be able to play defense without fouling. UNLV has done a good job of that here in the second half, even though they got 2 quick ones here.
Bill got it back to Bijan Newbern, who's now in the game. There's Terashima with 10 on the shot clock. He drives all the way inside, dishes it out deep. Hafiz Abdul on the 3-point attempt, no. Snatched down by Houston. That's his 8th board. Back the other way, here's Tomboy in the lane. Kicks it up top to Houston. The ball is tipped, and another turnover for UNLV. Running Rebels now with 11 turnovers in the game. Up top, Terashima. 3-point jumper, Bijan Newbern. No. Zhang rips. Houston ahead of the field, lays it up off glass. It's going to count. No, they'll wave off the bucket, but they'll call the foul.
I'm not too sure about that one.
No, absolutely not. Yeah, I have to agree with you there.
Here we see on the replay here. Let's see where there's a contact right there. Doesn't put the ball on the floor.
Fluid movement.
I think that's probably supposed to be an opportunity here for an and 1.
So the 9th team foul against MSU Billings, and Houston goes to the line. He told me a couple of weeks ago, he said, you know, these younger players are really pushing me a lot. He said it's a lot of fun to see all these young players. I think there's like 10 or 11 freshmen and sophomores on this running Rebel team. Second free throw, no good. Tomboy for 2 on the follow-up board.
And once again, the running Rebels inserting themselves on the offensive glass there, able to get the rebound and the putback. And to talk a little bit about your point with this young team, that's why you're going to need guys like Houston and Clyburn and Robotham to really, when things get a little haywire, to help settle guys down. They've done a good job of that here tonight.
Talked to Trey Woodbury, who's not playing tonight.
And here
and
we see
the Tomboy move.
Getting the offensive rebound and an easy putback.
And Woodbury was even telling me he's got a knee injury out for the next couple of weeks, the freshman from Clark High School, but he said that he would like to see Shakur Houston even be more selfish. He said the guy's just so unselfish and just, you know, he plays within the team structure. Clyburn almost had a steal. Newbern around the lane, the jump shot no good by Howard. Long rebound. And here's Abdul setting up from 3-point range, and that is good.
And the 3-point shot continues to keep Montana State Billings in the game. Now only down by 1 after knocking down another 3-pointer.
12 of 30. 12 of 30 from 3-point range as Zhang with a 2-point bucket the other way. And Mbake Zhang looking more offensive tonight. He's got 14 points.
Yeah, he's doing a nice job. He's getting that ball there on the paint, getting to an easy right-hand jump hook. Those guys really work on that in practice, so it's nice to see them be able to come out and do that in the game.
The other way and going up for the dunk. Whoa, Bijan Newbern is met at the, or rather Melvin Newbern Jr.
And there's Mblake again, going up and challenging those shots. He's got to be that.
Rabatham, bounce pass, Houston. He'll back down in the lane, put the ball on the floor. Now a mad scramble. He picks it up, goes up left-handed for two. Oh, what a move. He just is much stronger than anyone else in the scrum. 5-point run in Rebel lead. And a timeout for MSU Billings for the Yellow Jackets.
Him and Houston, and here you see the ball get a little scrum there, but Houston with those big hands able to come up with the ball and finish there in the paint. So as we mentioned, when you have a size advantage and an athleticism advantage, you really got to dominate on the glass and then get balls in the paint.
Rebels.
Montana State Billings has been able to stay in this game with a three-point shot, so there's not much for them to be able to get back here.
There's a three by Green. That's a brick. Followed up in and one by Christians. 6'11" Seth Christians crashing the glass. He gets the layup +1. I was just about to say so. The points in the paint now. The Running Rebels 46-22 advantage.
Yeah, and Christians giving the Running Rebels a little dose of their own medicine there, getting the offensive rebound and being able to finish with an and one, or not quite with an and one, but
Tyler Green gets the board somehow. Richmond was setting up for a three. It's the one time when they didn't just chuck it up there. Rebels forcing more pressure on the perimeter now. Here's Rollins off the double team. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Richmond drives, goes up off glass, draws the foul, and he will go to the free throw lines around Richmond. Hey fans, Rebel football is back at home tomorrow night. Sam Boyd Stadium against Fresno State. 7:30 p.m. kickoff time. A special Raising Cane's Friends and Family ticket package is offered for the game. 4 tickets to the game, 4 UNLV hats, and 4 Raising Cane's combo meals for just $79. You can purchase your tickets now online, unlvtickets.com.
And that's the third foul there on Shakur Houston, so he's going to take a quick little break here. I'm sure he'll be back in after the 4-minute timeout as Richmond steps up and makes 2 free throws, and now still a 1-point game. Montana State Billings hanging around.
So it's almost winning time, as Marvin Menzies will refer to it. That's an air ball thrown up by Mbake Jang, but then just lost out of bounds by Sven Yoshida of MSU Billings. So the Rebels have the ball with 17 on the timer. We haven't seen Tervel Beck in a while as he comes back on the court. Curious to see his minutes. Tomboy to trigger it in. Rebels go pretty big with the lineup. There's Beck, he's going to drive to the hole, goes up off glass, draws the foul. Seth Christians will be charged with the personal. And Beck in the game has played all but 8 minutes. 8 minutes of action tonight for Tervel Beck.
Yeah, and he gets in the game and immediately makes an impact there, getting a nice drive to the paint and drawing some contact. So he's going to have an opportunity here to go to the free throw line for 2 shots.
So for Beck last season, the last 15 games, he averaged 21 minutes per game. He played a high of 36 at Utah State last season. So I'm surprised that he's not into the rotation as much tonight.
Yeah, he was a major player late in the season last year for the Running Rebels. Started some games, was able to give him a lot from that 3-position spot. As he knocks down the first shot there, and he's a guy that played a lot of minutes. He's a veteran sophomore, so they're going to need a lot out of him this year.
So Seth Christians fouls out of the game, and Christians on the night had 6 points. He's the only big guy. Rebels going to pick up some pressure in the backcourt. Up by 3. 4:15 to go. Rollins underneath. That shot is rejected as Melvin Newbern went up. It's Jong again with his second block of the night.
And here you see right here, kind of lost the ball, but was able to get it to somebody there, and then Mbake was able to get his hands and get another block.
Wide open Rollins, three from the corner, he buries it.
I actually think that was a long two, but once again, Rollins was able to get open, and he doesn't need a lot of space to get that shot up.
I just might as well just call every shot a three, because that's almost what it is. Falling down, Tomboy got off the shot, but back the other way. There's Rollins, double clutch, goes up, basket good. Foul on Clyburn, and one.
Very nice shot there by Rollins. He's able to do it from the outside and around the paint, able to double clutch.
Plays like that from Zack Rollins, that player.
Yeah, he's done a really nice job tonight. He's been able to make some shots from the outside, and then, as you saw in that last play, was able to get all the way to the paint, double clutch, and finish with a little bit of contact. He's got 23 big points on the night here. He's really showing to be a leader of this team.
Misses the free throw, the offensive board, Sven Yoshida. So Yoshida with the board, and they'll reset the clock now.
One of those long rebounds. Sometimes it just falls that way. Got to get a body on somebody so you're able to get that ball.
Clyburn is guarding Green. Clyburn with those long arms. Shot clock down to 11. And here is Rollins, three-point range, front of the iron. Does he get a lucky bounce? No. Rebound underneath. It comes down to Clyburn, and the running Rebels have the basketball. Here's Robotham. Robotham, hesitation dribble, takes it to the lane. Knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Tyler Green.
A little over 3 minutes to go here. Probably only going to get about 5 more possessions, maybe 6 on each side. So
Beck on the inbound, and then the ball's raked away from Beck. Here's Tyler Green, shovels it off deep in the corner, and that is Yoshida for three, and he buries that.
Big time shot by Yoshida, able to knock it down and get a 4-point lead with a little under 3 minutes to go. Running Rebels gonna have to tighten up defensively.
13 out of 33 makes for this team from behind the arc. And there's Beck with a little effort underneath. He didn't really even have to jump, just lays it up and in off the miss. So Beck now with 4 points for the running Rebels. They trail by 2. We've got 2:35 to go here from the Thomas and Mack Center.
Got to get stops here defensively. It's going to start with this first possession. Got to guard the three-point line. And then once the shot goes up, get a body on somebody and come down with a defensive rebound.
Underneath, that's a nice pass, and the bucket is laid up and in. Melvin Newbern Jr. off a nice feed from Tyler Green, who looks to be a little bit out of control. Clyburn draws the foul back the other way. Good attack by UNLV coming off of the made basket for MSU Billings.
Yeah, and that's what you want to do sometimes, after you give a bucket, you want to attack early in the shot clock. So Clyburn was able to get the ball out in that break and attack the basket. He'll have an opportunity here to go to the free throw line and make 2 shots.
Hey fans, Rebel Volleyball having a great season under first-year head coach Don Sullivan, returning to the Cox Pavilion next week as they host San Diego State on Thursday at 6 p.m., Fresno State on Saturday at 2. Purchase all of your tickets at unlvtickets.com. The Rebels now will have to look for a stop.
A little over 2 minutes to go. As you mentioned, it's going to come down to the defensive end.
Robotham with the steal. John went to the floor. Matt scramble. It is picked up outside by MSU Billings. Three-pointer on the way. That one rings out. Taken by Sven Yoshida. Here the Rebels back the other way. Clyburn down the middle of the lane. Lays it up and in! Chris Clyburn. And we are tied at 78.
Chris Clyburn taking it coast to coast. Coming up with the loose ball, going all the way as this crowd really starts to get into this exhibition game.
Robotham guarding Tyler Green. Up top, and that's a three-pointer on the way by Howard. Air ball and out of bounds to UNLV.
And I really think Mbake was able to affect that shot. Even though he didn't get his hands on it, he was able to affect that shot. And that's why you saw an air ball there.
So the running Rebels can take the lead on this possession. Boy, it's been an entertaining game tonight. Marcus Bowman, it's been a great time, huh?
Yeah, I've had a lot of fun.
Clyburn, bounce pass down low. Houston, back wide open from three-point range, passes it up, drives in the lane, goes up right-handed for 2.
Nice job right there by Tervel Beck, He didn't quite have the shot that he wanted. I think Montana State Billings, particularly Rollins, maybe coming along the baseline. They're going to try to somehow find a way to get him an open shot.
Leading scorers for UNLV, Juicin and Jong with 16 apiece. Rollins with 23 for MSU Billings. Off of the inbounds, it'll come in to the backcourt to Melvin Newbern Jr. And then Tyler Green, who's played a really good game, steady at the point guard for MSU. And the drive by Rollins, ball was deflected, and it goes out. The lean-in jumper around and out by Green. Rebound to UNLV.
Nice defensive possession right there by UNLV. And it looks like Montana State Billings is going to try to get a stop here versus foul.
It's about a 15-second shot differential here. Robatham's going to back it out. Now the lob underneath, it goes to Jung. The shot was blocked, but they're going to whistle and blow it and call a foul. I thought that was a lot of ball. Zack Rollins thought the same.
Yeah, I think if you're, as we see the replay here.
It just happened so fast.
It happened just that fast. Couldn't even get the replay quite there.
So Jong will go to the free throw line. And Mbake made a free throw against San Jose last season, you may recall, to send a game into overtime. Place becomes very quiet, and the first free throw is no good. So Montana State Billings will have an opportunity at the very least to tie this game with 25.8 to go. And Jong buries the second free throw. 3-point running Rebel lead.
So now is the time where you really got to guard that three-point line. You got to run guys off. A two doesn't really hurt you. Statistically talks about shooting the three-pointers. Montana State Billings has 13 threes. UNLV has 4. So 9 more three-pointers. And that's pretty much the difference.
The season goes on. Running Rebel shot 47% thus far, 46% for MSU Billings. And the Running Rebels with a 50-31 rebounding advantage. So now Noah Robotham will be on the ball. They have to throw it into the backcourt. And Jong defensively is guarding Brendan Howard. Now does UNLV foul with 15 seconds to go so they can avoid to give up the three-point shot.
I think you're going to see UNLV
Howard
play
takes
this
it all the way inside, lays it up, and one!
Wow,
the bucket and the foul with 8.3, and we're going to have a chance to tie up this game for MSU Billings.
Wow. Old-fashioned three-point play opportunity here as you see Howard get all the way to the goal there. Picks up the and one foul. He's going to have an opportunity here to make this free throw.
Brendan Howard just cradles the basketball, takes it all the way to the lane, and lays it up over the big guy, Mbake Jong.
Yeah, I think they were looking for a three there, but they guarded. UNLV guarded the three-point line well, and you got to give a lot of credit to Howard putting the ball on the floor and getting to the paint.
8.3, Brendan Howard at the line. Free throw good. We are tied up. Running Rebels will get it inbounds. Robotham with 5. Clyburn, dribble drive, takes it all the way to the hole, lays it up and in! Chris Clyburn with the bucket with 1.4. Here's Yoshida, and time expires. What a game! What a game!